All right, everybody. As soon as I get through these technical difficulties, we'll talk about a little piano, a little jazz piano. I'm going to be working from a book that deals with our arpeggios, scales, all kinds of other stuff. This book right here. And I shouldn't have closed it because I ended up losing my page. All right. But arpeggios are just so important. And I like the way he's got it spelled out here. And who knows what page that was on? There it is. Page 46. And what's the name of the book? Jazz Piano Technique. Let me turn this into the camera. Stay right there. Okay, let's just regroup now. I am going live on Facebook and on YouTube. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about some jazz piano techniques. Mainly today, I'm looking at this book by a fellow by the name of John Valerio. Never heard of him, but I saw his book online and I said, and I'm teaching a lot of piano these days to youngsters and people not so young, and was looking for some things. It says topics include scales, major, minor, chromatic, pentatonic, and more, arpeggios, triads, seventh chords, upper structures. Okay, meaning if it's a seventh chord, you got other parts of the chord you can deal with, like a G minor, like the on the 5 you find a minor triad, or on the 7th you find a major triad, stuff like that. But much of this stuff, the major and minor scales, chromatic scales, you can get that from your standard classical books. Hannon, you can get the 3 volumes in one, or you can buy 1, 2, and 3. You buy it online. I love the Hannon book. Only thing about the Hannon book is pretty complicated. It can be overwhelming, especially to beginners and to young kids. I like a different book. Just so happen to have it here. I've been working with my youngsters on it. Alfred's Basic Piano Library. Scales, chords, cadences, and arpeggios. I really like this book. The complete book of scales, chords, arpeggios, and cadences. All right, it's one of the Alfred Basic Piano Library series. Yeah, okay, so I'll just put this up here for the time being. But I'm going to be dealing with page 46 in Jazz Piano Technique book. All right, now let's go ahead and get into it. What's happening? What's he do? How's he lay stuff out? Well, primarily, he'll give an example and do all 12 keys with the first example. Then after that, he'll give other examples, but he'll only do C major. And then you'd have to use your own volition to do the other 11 keys. And that's what you should be doing. All right, so look, I'll play the first exercise. Finger stretching exercises, he calls it. Again, this is page 46. And what do we got? All diminished chords. And I have never practiced the diminished chords like this. In the Hannon book, they have you practicing diminished chords starting on all the white notes, like this. But this guy, he's got the black keys in there too. So I'm going to do it. Let's set the metronome. I won't go so fast, just in case somebody wants to play with me. 1, 2, ready, go. That's all 12 of them. Okay, now, what's next? He's got ninth chord arpeggios. Ninth chord arpeggios. So, what's that mean? That means our C major seventh, we're going to be adding the ninth. So I'll just tell you, he's got 6 chords here. Major ninth, ninth, minor with a major ninth, minor ninth, minor 9 with a flat 5, and then diminished 7th, add the ninth. Okay? I'm going to do it slow, and I'm going to call out each note first time through. Okay, C major 9. I'm going to call it out. C, E, G, B is the major 7, and the ninth is D. Okay? Next one, C9. What does C9 mean? It starts off as a C7, and you just add the 9. That's what we agree that it means. Okay? It's a lot of this terminology is about agreement. What we've agreed the thing should be. C9 means a C7, and add the 9. Okay? So again, it's C, E, G. A 7th chord is always a major triad, and then you add the 9th or the 7th. Okay, so B flat and D are your 2 added notes. Okay, now what we got next? He's got C minor with a major 9th. I would write it differently. Maybe. Well, let's not even get to it. What's happening is C minor triad, C, E flat, G, with the major 7th. That's the major sounding thing. And then the 9th. Okay? So C, E flat, G, B natural, D. Okay? All right, next what he's got. Something I'm more familiar with and many people are more familiar with. That's C minor 9. So it's C minor 7 plus the 9th. Just like C9 is C7 plus the 9th. C minor 9 is C minor 7 plus the 9. Sounds so pretty, doesn't it? Okay, now what we got next? C half diminished. Okay? Well, they're calling it flat 5. C flat 5. Well, it's actually called C minor 9 with a flat 5. Flat to 5. So that's C, E flat, G flat, B flat, and then the 9th. All these chords have the same 9th, which is D in the C minor, in the key of C. Lastly is C diminished 7th, add the 9th. So we just moving that B flat down to A. C diminished 7th is, diminished 7th, remember, is all minor thirds. And a minor third is a whole step plus a half step. And then add the 9th. Okay, now I'm going to put the metronome on and I'm going to play it. 1, 2, ready, and go. C9, So now, like I said, you have to do all your other keys on your own. Okay, so let's do the next one. D flat, major 9, 9. Next is minor major 7. And next is minor 9. Minor 9, flat 5. Diminished. Okay, great, great. Okay, so boom, you get this book. You probably can get it online cheap, or you might find it in PDFs. Who knows? Okay, all right, cool. Hey, so while I'm still on here, I was thumbing through the table of contents, and I saw the word introductions. And so I turned to introductions on page 129, and I was expecting, one of the main jazz piano techniques is that the piano player is the one who gives the introductions, Yeah, you know. A horn player say, hey man, you gonna give me an introduction? Or give me an introduction. And piano players got to do it. You listen to those records on Charlie Parker records, and piano players come up with creative things on the spur of the moment. One of the most famous on the spur of the moment is Charlie Parker's song. Okay, Star Eyes, a jazz standard tune, and a fellow that I took lessons from was the piano player on that record. His name was Walter Bishop Jr. Walter Bishop Jr. Really tall, handsome black guy, and I didn't even find out until after he died that he came up with that intro on the spot in the studio. Okay, that's an introduction. How about a standard kind of introduction, something that everybody can play? You don't have to be that creative. I mean, you of course, when you're playing this kind of music, creativity is what it's about, Okay. One of the main things you got to be able to do is give a 1-6-2-5 type of introduction. Okay, let's pick a song, something that everybody knows. Georgia. How about that? So I just haven't played Georgia in forever. piano piece. So I was scuffing a little bit on that bridge. But now, how do you make an introduction for that type of song? Hey, 1625 is great. Yeah, that was really short. Anybody singing that probably wouldn't have had any trouble coming in. Yeah, so let me do that again. Georgia. Okay. All right. So how do you do that though? Okay. Uh, for the most part, I've been playing a long time, and I'm making my chords with both hands together. Okay. All right. Now, if you're just starting out, making your own chords can be quite a challenge. So the first thing you want to be able to do is play all your chords in root position. All right, major sevens, minor sevens, dominant sevens, which are regular sevens. That's a major triad with a minor seventh going up from the root of the chord. Uh, Diminished chords. You can find lots of books that have them listed. Okay, and this better have it. I don't know if it does. I have to check. Um, but you can play a whole song. Roy Hargrove was not a pianist, but he could sit at the piano and play chords, root position, any song that he knew how to play. He could sit there in root position. He'd be right. He'd do a root in the bass and a chord in the right hand. Just like that. When he's just starting off, that beats no. There's been a couple of times where the song, but he knew it. He came over and played it for the other people that was soloing, and then I come on in and try to do what I could remember. Yeah. So the next level after that is inversions. This book is great for people just starting off. Those cadences forcing you to play every key with a standard cadence. Look at here. C major triad. And it's doing the primary chords. What are the primary chords in every major key? 1, 4, and 5. And they also have 5, 7, spelled with only 3 notes. If you go to YouTube, you'll be able to see the keyboard a little bit better. Or maybe you see it written over there. I don't know. Okay, now what do you got? You got major cadences. 1. Now that's the second inversion of the 4 chord of F major. Back to 1. That's the first inversion of G major. Okay, and then back to 1. And then they have the inversion of the 1 chord. Now you have the 4 chord in root position. Back to 1. Second inversion of the 5 chord. Same theory there. So you practice that in all 12 keys, then you're on your way to knowing what inversions are. And then you take it a step higher by adding the fourth note of a chord. So C major 7. Now if I was going to go to the 4, instead of F major 7 up there, I'd be like, right? And then it's debatable whether I'm going to go down here for G7 or I'm going to keep the major 7 up there. Okay? That's both hands. So if I'm soloing with the right hand, okay, yeah. So yeah, that's when you want to be covered with those chords. Okay, and that's just C. This book is great. So really, I recommend this book. I don't know if you have to get this jazz book, but I was just telling you what they're talking about as far as arpeggios are concerned. It's a big book. Check it out in the library. You can get this at the library too. As a matter of fact, that's how I found out about it. Messing around at the library, the Brooklyn Library. It's got an amazing music section. They were doing some construction. I don't know if they're still doing it now. Maybe when you watch this video, they'll be done. But everything, you can go on the website and peruse and see what you want to check out, or you can just go there and they'll go in and they'll call it up from the basement and bring it up to you. I'm probably going over there today myself. I'll be over by the school teaching at 3 p.m. What time is it now? Okay, got a few hours. And yeah, so that's my situation. That's my story, and that's what I'm sticking to. Okay, what should I do before we end? Let's see. Let me play some arpeggios in a solo, a blues solo, and I'm going to do a introduction. I'm going to try 1-6-2-5 in the blues. Usually when you do blues, you start as an intro. You can start on the 5, then the 4, then the 1, and then boom, you're in. I'll see what it sounds like with 1-6-2-5. Yeah, C jam blues. So, okay, let's see. All right. Take care. I'll see you all very soon.